We'll do all the driving, so please don't touch the steering wheel or pedals during your ride. In fact, just relax, and thank you for riding with us.
Okay, so I know I haven't posted a video in a long time, but I only want to make videos if I'm like really inspired or something. And I also figured that this would be like a natural segue to like a video that I would want to post. So right now I'm in a Waymo, and I know they have some like mixed opinions. Oh, this is like really loud. I know they have some mixed opinions, but I personally think it's a really cool concept. So like really right now, it's like driving, doing its thing. I'll probably include some clips. But basically, I just wanted to talk about like my opinion, and then also this phrase that's been getting thrown around, which is like, the future is autonomous, which I think is either coined by Elon Musk or he just uses it the most. But I think it's a really interesting concept, and I just want to like, I guess, talk about my perspective on what I think Waymo's actually doing. So basically, some people think that it's really dangerous, but I actually think that having self-driving vehicles, like, I think it's already been proven. They're way safer. If you think about it, like, humans are incredibly like fallible in whatever context. Like, we get tired, we do things we're not supposed to, like, and honestly there's so many accidents that happen. There's like inexperienced drivers, there's drunk drivers, all these different things. And it's like having something or software that's built, and like driving is it's a process that can certainly be built into an algorithm very easily. Like, it's not like there's a bunch of variables. Like, most variables can be defined, and the basics are like the same. The fundamentals are, you're driving on a road, there's certain rules of the road, and you have to be aware of your surroundings. Like, that's about it. And yeah, like, I just think it's interesting because there's so much pushback. I don't know what the Waymo's doing. Oh my god. Okay, it actually just did something really weird right now, where like it saw that there was a gap in front of this vehicle. I was behind it, and it went into the other lane and tried to go in that gap, which it probably should not have done, considering like now there's like oncoming traffic. I don't know. I'm not that great of a driver myself, so like maybe you're allowed to, I would have never done that. Anyways, point being, sorry, that kind of threw me for a loop. Okay, yeah, but basically, I think that there's a lot of pushback just because I think that people are really comfortable with like how things are and aren't necessarily interested in having like innovation. So like, it's the same sort of idea that I was talking about with the Cybertruck, how like the Cybertruck is a visual manifestation of like the future. And so when people see Waymo, they're like, oh my god, because we've always had this concept of people driving, it being in the driver's seat and doing all of that sort of manual labor. But now that it's being handed off to like a system or program that people don't know, they think like, oh, this is going to be something like super dangerous and all these different things. But it's like, I think it's interesting how much, or like people said the same thing about cars probably when they first started coming around. People probably just wanted to stick to their horses. They'd probably think, why would I ever want to drive in like pounds of metal when I can just use my horse? I don't know. Anyways, also, I think that we've invested so much infrastructure into driving that it is like wrong of us not to consider moving forward with Waymo. I think this is a point that has been made, or that was made in like the robo-taxi event or something. But like, basically, parking lots take up so much space, so much land. Everyone's land hungry. So can you imagine? Because like if we just have Waymos driving us everywhere, what is this car doing? Okay, it's going. If we have Waymos driving us everywhere, that will open up so much space. And like parking lots are in prime locations because they have to be near central things. So that's like already some like new land acquisition that we can have. And then also like if you think about it, cars, they're a terrible investment because they always depreciate in value. So if people can like shift their like finances to better assets compared to things that just depreciate, like that I think also benefits the public. And then another thing that I wanted to talk about, or like one of the main points of contention, is like, oh well, think about places where like, or you know, Uber drivers are like a low barrier to entry job, really good. And also think about like all the taxi drivers in New York. And like to that I would say, you know, that's a very fair argument. Like I don't like the idea of technology taking away jobs from us. Everyone's saying the same thing about AI. They're like, oh, AI is going to take away our jobs, which is a very valid concern. However, I also think that this is probably a similar sentiment which was had with like the whole Industrial Revolution thing. Here, we're going to go for a turn. The whole Industrial Revolution thing, and people thought that, oh, like factories are going to take over our jobs. And it's like, if you look at where we are now compared to the Industrial Revolution, like things have turned out fine. Like I'm pretty sure every time there's like a claim for unemployment, like I'm fairly certain we're at like the like what is it, natural rate of unemployment, if I remember correctly from economics. So like clearly I think we're doing okay. Oh my god. Anyways. And then yeah, so I think that having people or having Waymo drive us instead of like Uber drivers or taxi drivers can actually be a good thing and hopefully benefit the people in those jobs. Because like if you're managing fleets of Waymo, that'll be job opportunities for people like that. And then also I think, I'm not sure how correct this is, but this could very well open up the opportunity for us to become like a more creative society. I think so many people get boggled down or upset with the idea of having like these 9-to-5 jobs. And if you're an Uber or a taxi driver, you're probably not even working the natural 9-to-5. You're just trying to get as many rides as possible. And so I think if Waymo sort of takes that over, it'll open up like opportunity to like step away from the conventional 9-to-5 and hopefully promote job creation in different areas. Like we don't even know what other needs Waymo might create. And so like there's all these different job possibilities. Like maybe construction might increase because if we have all this new land from the parking lots, then we'll need more construction workers or something. Like there's a ton of possibilities, but I just think it's a shame if we don't try or if we shut down ideas like Waymo because we're fixed in like whatever previous mindsets that we have. I think those are like my main points, and I don't want to make this too long. I just want to get more video. So, and also if I said anything that is like incorrect or not factual, feel free to comment.
For your safety, the doors will remain locked when we arrive. Pull the hand. The second opens the door. Almost at your drop-off. Don't forget your phone, keys, or wallet.